Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out top 10 things that are weirdly popular in Britain.
This goes way beyond Toad in the Hole. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things that are weirdly popular in Britain.
Okay, just, what is Toad in the Hole? Is that like eggs in a basket? Oh, a crisp, buttery Yorkshire pudding embedded with crisp skinned pork sausages. All right, okay.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Good advice.
For this list, we'll be looking at things that are popular in Britain but can appear unusual to those from afar.
Cool.
As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. What may be commonplace on our shores can seem peculiar if not downright unacceptable to other cultures. Number 10. Mixing up the metric system. For the most part, we British have made the bridge from old to new and embraced the metric system, but we ardently refuse to measure long distances in anything other than miles. Britain birthed the imperial system in the first place, and we're not about to relinquish it fully. Although we measure most liquids in litres, with milk and beer we still like to use pints, or sometimes both pints and litres depending on the situation, pounds and ounces, or kilos and grams. It depends how we feel on the day. Confused yet? Yep, you should be.
No, I feel like this is the same in America. We do use miles and all that, but sometimes we use metric system. Same. That's not that weird. I didn't realize that the British don't use the metric system, actually. This is making it less weird to me.
Number 9. Roundabouts.
You turned into a roundabout!
Britain loves going round in circles, and no, we're not referring to international diplomacy. Although France has the exclusive bragging rights of having over half of the world's roundabouts, the UK has more per road than those across the Channel, or than any other country for that matter. But are they really so necessary? Everyone else manages to avoid Blues Brothers style pile-ups without them. Perhaps they're just a long-standing joke made by British road designers, or an elaborate excuse to bust out the spirograph they got for Christmas last.
Oh, that looks fun. I love a roundabout. I think it's great, because you don't have to sit there and wait at the light. It's good. It's good. The town I grew up in had this one intersection that would get so congested. There were 5 points, 5 different roads coming together in this one intersection. So it was a mess. But then the city put in a roundabout. Easy. Simple. It was great. Changed the whole town. I love a roundabout.
Number 8. Cheeky Nandos. It's Friday night and we're all feeling a bit peckish, lads. You know what that means? A cheeky Nandos. Said no one outside of Britain ever. Sure, Nando's restaurants can be found worldwide, but the chain has basically become a British institution. Just compare the UK's 280 plus branches to the much bigger USA's only 40 outlets. When you're a bit tired of Sunday roasts and fish and chips, some Portuguese-style chicken dishes are the obvious alternative. Nando's marinades are available in supermarkets too, so you can have that peri-peri perfection even if you're having a night in.
Oh yeah, I'm into this. Oh, Nando's peri-peri. Where's that? Oh, Chicago. Chicago has a bunch of them. What about Los Angeles? Oh, we have other places called Nando's, but no Nando's. I want to try it. Gotta do without the Nando's. Cheeky Nando's. I'm jealous. I'm envious. I want that Nando's.
Number 7. The Garden Shed. Inhabitants of more spacious nations may simply store their lawnmowers and other gardening equipment in their garages and such. But in the UK, every square metre, or that is every square foot, counts, and a shed at the end of the garden can be highly practical. In addition to the norm, however, some residents have decided to pimp out their sheds, even adding some homemade bars, art studios or saunas to them.
Hell yeah.
If that wasn't extravagant enough, the phenomenon has been rewarded with a Shed of the Year competition.
That's great. I mean, technically in America we have garden sheds. They're out there, but most people don't have them. It's not a thing. And we definitely don't have a pimp your shed thing. It's like a man cave. I want a garden shed. I don't have any shed.
Number 6. Public drunkenness. We may be admired by the rest of the world for our many traditional English pubs, but with a lot of drinkeries comes a lot of drunkenness. And traditionally enough, we Brits have seemingly no shame in getting unabashedly intoxicated in public, particularly when there's a World Cup on. In fact, any sporting event will do just fine. cricket, rugby, darts, the list goes on, with the crowds getting merrier and merrier. And that's not to mention music festivals, or royal weddings, or every lunch break at work.
That guy's down in it. Yeah, I know the pub culture in Britain is huge, so that makes sense. I just read an article about this pub in a little town in England near Oxford. I wish I could remember the town, but all the pubs closed in this little town, but then the whole community bought this last remaining pub, and they're refurbishing it, they're keeping it going, because the pubs are such a big part of the culture, but they're going away because of inflation, rising rent prices, rising prices for alcohol. This whole cultural institution is going away, but the people are kind of holding it on. I think that's great. More public drunkenness, y'all. More of it.
Number 5, the downstairs toilet. Not only are downstairs toilets untraditional in most places outside the UK, they're often not even referred to as toilets at all. Apparently, going to the bathroom is the more polite substitute for when one's in need of the lavatory. It's easily lost in translation for an outsider in Britain though, as the so-called downstairs bathroom, as in toilet, doesn't usually include the supposedly expected tub and shower. But beyond that, the downstairs loo is actually seen as an ultra convenience in the UK, negating the need to climb the stairs every time you need to go.
What? I don't understand this at all. I'm trying to think if I've ever been in a house in America that does not have a downstairs toilet, and I don't think I have. It's usually a bathroom with just a toilet and a sink, no shower or bathtub, right? Yeah, that's a British thing? We got those here. We must have gotten it from you.
Number 4, football stickers. Why collect stamps and have all those images of the Queen in a scrapbook when you can compile football stickers and have the likes of John Joe Shelby smiling out at you against a super shiny background? And if you don't have the album at hand,
like
you can
baseball
stick
cards.
your favourite player on anything. The possibilities are endless.
Okay.
Many a football fan grew up desperately trying to complete their Premier League sticker albums. They were always saying you were one David Seaman away from victory. It's a rite of passage, but it does get a little weird when grown adults shell out hundreds for that Derby County left-back they desperately need.
I get this. It's like baseball cards in America. When I was a kid, I didn't even like baseball, but I collected baseball cards. You get a piece of gum, and you trade cards. They're worth money. And when you get a good one, you get the plastic container with the screws on the corners to protect it.
Number 3, Eurovision. Eurovision isn't the only thing in Britain that's popular despite us not being very good at it. See international football. But all the same, the UK has won Eurovision far more times than the countries within it have taken the World Cup home, and far more recently as well. British entries to have conquered Europe's mushy pop scene through the years include Sandy Shaw's Puppet on a String in 1967 and Katrina and the Waves' Love Shine a Light in 1997. There have been some low points, but that won't stop us throwing Eurovision parties every single year for the rest of our lives, will it?
I remember I watched a video about Eurovision. I had never heard of it before, except for a movie that Will Ferrell was in. I thought it was a fake thing made up for the movie. They tried to start it in America, and it didn't go well. It was hosted by Snoop Dogg and Kelly Clarkson, which seems like a great idea, but it didn't work. But this group, I forgot what they're called, they claim they had monitor problems and they couldn't really hear themselves, and they sang it all out of tune. It sounds horrible. Go look it up. It's kind of funny.
Number 2, Pancake Day. Shrove Tuesday was originally a day for Christians to make a confession to their priest ahead of starting a 40-day fast. But similar to how Christmas has essentially become an annual excuse to binge on turkey, Shrove Tuesday has become an excuse to shove your face with fried flour smothered in butter.
Grove Tuesday? Y'all, Pancake Day sounds amazing. Why is this not an American thing? I just missed it. It's March 4th. Shrove Tuesday, also known as Pancake Tuesday or Pancake Day, is the final day of Shrovetide, marking the end of pre-Lent. Lent begins the following day with Ash Wednesday. Oh, but y'all, Pancake Day? Brilliant. Why don't we have that here? That's unfortunate. We need Pancake Day.
Number 1, Secondhand Stuff. Sure, everyone's got in on the act of purchasing and selling secondhand goods for discount prices in the 21st century. But long before the internet took over everything, Brits were hoovering up deals at their local car boot sales. These aren't subtly trendy thrift stores a la America. They're good old-fashioned, no-nonsense, bring and buy bonanzas. If there's not a boot sale on, there's an abundance of charity stores to rummage through. And when we Brits aren't poking around for the perfect pre-owned purchase, we're watching daytime TV shows where people sell the contents of their attics for
Really?
a profit. No bargain goes unhunted in these parts.
Huh.
Do you agree with our picks?
I don't think that one's weird. We have a bit of that in America. I guess the British are a little more into it, though. Y'all, I am also a musician. I play the guitar and the drums and the piano or whatever. And I'm on reverb.com looking at used stuff all the time. I get it. You're looking for a deal? You want something nice? You don't want to buy it brand new because you feel like you're getting shafted by paying a bunch of money. When a used thing is just as good, and with some stuff it's better because the kinks have been worked out of it. I get this. I'm on board. Downstairs toilet, not weird at all? It's weird that they think it's weird. I guess I disagree with this video. These are not really weird. Well, thank y'all for watching this with me, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.